Hey,
You can learn a little bit
yo!
more before.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the All-Pro JAFFOs, a PvP podcast where we bring you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. We are coming to you live from YouTube, from Twitch, from Twitter, and from Facebook. Episode brought to you by Popple, the number one digital business card platform for teams and individuals. Go to popple.co and use the promo code PVP Family for 20% off of your order. Popple, we help professionals work and network together. I am your host, JP, and alongside me, as always, the 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, people.
And what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's been having a pretty decent day. And got to bring you some sports talk. The NFL and everything like that is starting to pick up in news, so much so that Kay called for a mandatory show today. Didn't matter what happened to anybody else. Mandatory, we had to talk about it. Well, we can tell Kay is excited because news came out yesterday that Julio Jones is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed a 1-year deal with the team yesterday. Kay, your first initial thoughts when signing Julio Jones to your squad? I mean, can you really say it any better? I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw it, um, I was like, great, great. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Julio Jones is still a pretty fucking legit wide receiver. He just couldn't, get away from the injury bug last season. Um, again, your initial thoughts, my friend.
Go to the Super Bowl. We're representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's my initial thoughts. Just to go ahead and clarify that, I seriously feel like the whole NFL is worried. I seriously feel like that. Just simply because I called this and y'all
You
laughed at me.
called. Whoa, wait.
I
When did
said
you
I
call
feel like
Julio Jones?
yes, early. Like when he first became a free agent, I was like, if he's not going back to Atlanta, that's first off. I said my biggest hope and wish, I said he'll come to Tampa. That's my wish. I've been
That's a
calling for
wish.
Julio.
That's not calling it.
Yeah, but I've been calling for Julio to come to Tampa when after the whole Atlanta debacle. Before the Tennessee
Yeah.
shit. I've been saying Julio to Tampa the whole time. I've been saying Julio to Tampa. I'm come to Tom. I'm like, look what he did with AB. Julio ain't gonna say shit. He quiet as fuck. He just gonna go out there and play football. And on top of that, Julio's gonna be basically the third. He's gonna stay healthy. He's gonna be
Uh,
healthy as shit. He's not gonna take as many hits because he's not the number one. They they can't they can't play him with a linebacker.
that's also true.
This corner has to guard Julio Jones after week 10. It's gonna be real rough. Well, I'll say in the playoffs because I don't see Chris Godwin being back to being Chris Godwin prior to the playoffs because you're gonna have to have time to acclimate and stuff like that. So Julio might be the two,
I was
and
gonna
then
say
have us
he
engaged.
was still getting over an injury himself, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, hey, did Julio go ring chasing? I mean, it's on him, man. He's coming towards the end of his career, and what better way to try and help you finally get a ring on that finger to kind of put an icing on the cake of an already Hall of Fame career, than to go play with the best quarterback in the world already out there in Tampa. So I get, man, good for him. I was a little upset, but to kind of balance that out, I saw that Michael Thomas is back.
How does that balance anything out?
Well, it gives, I mean, you can't lie, and you've admitted it on this show. New Orleans has essentially had y'all's number or plays really well against you guys every single year. And didn't they beat you twice last season without Michael Thomas? So I'm just saying, like, you added Michael Thomas and then mini Michael Thomas through the draft. That other, Ohio State wide receiver. That I mean, it's not a bad look. I mean, again, still, I know what your excuse is going to be. They still got Jameis, so it doesn't matter worth the shit. And you're probably right about that. But at least it makes it a little bit more interesting instead of nothing's ever going to happen. It makes the strength a little bit more even. Or is that wishful thinking by all Saints fans, in your opinion?
As a motherfucker, because you forgot about one key factor. Just one. His name is Sean Payton.
You're not there
He
anymore.
didn't believe in Jameis. He didn't believe in that offense. He got the fuck out of town very
He
quickly.
did. He did.
So those guys are gonna be motivated. Also, Alvin Kamara is probably going to jail.
Is that still is that still a thing? Is that still him?
It's
That's
just
kind of a
quiet
for
as shit.
sure.
He's probably going to jail, but I mean, they probably get him off too. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just depends on how Vegas wanna handle that. Like if they want to make him an example, or they want to just be like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All depends on how they want to do it. It just like, man, these fucking football players, like, we have to fucking give them strict shit. Like, and if they think like that, he's definitely going to jail. But that's why I say he's probably going to jail because that shit was on camera and shit like that. I mean, I hope it don't fucking goddamn take him down, but that's tough though. Like, you know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, and I can't lie. I've been guilty of, like, I really like a player or a person or whatever. Something bad happens to him, and I hope the benefit of the doubt and everything else like that. But when it comes to that, like domestic abuse and everything else like that, like from the very beginning, I've never understood like these 4 game suspensions and everything else like that, and yet fucking Calvin Ridley gambles on a few games and he gets a whole year. So essentially the message of the NFL is you can hit a woman, just don't gamble on the game. That's kind of like, really, that's really the message we're gonna send here. We gotta protect the integrity of the game, but you know 2 game suspension for hitting your wife or hitting your girlfriend or spousal or child abuse. It's just kind of like, bro, I've lost the sympathy for athletes who do shit like that. It's unfortunate that a lot of them are NFL players, and at that point we might be talking about possible, CTE moment type of shit. Whether it was that or whether it was something else, or regardless of what it is, because you see domestic shit, with baseball players and basketball players and stuff like that all the time. So it might just not be a CTE thing. It might just be a power hungry thing. I don't know. But the whole fact of the matter is, if they got that shit on camera, right? Like Alvin Kamara, they got that shit on camera of him whooping that dude's ass.
What I was talking about. I didn't know nothing about the domestic abuse shit.
I thought about it. I thought about it domestic for a second, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, people, if they're on camera and they're putting themselves in bad, I shouldn't just put domestic abuse, but I'm just saying, like, putting themselves in bad situations in general. sometimes the bad situations just find them and they're defending themselves. But Kamara and his boys almost killed this man. So it is one of those, like, how far is too far? Well, I mean, obviously innocent until proven guilty. We don't know what was said. We don't know the reason why Kamara went off the way he did. Is there really an excuse for it? Not really, no. But still, somebody can say some foul shit, and the only thing that the camera gets is you punching his fucking lights out. That shit happens all the time. Maybe he said some foul shit to Kamara, and he went off. But I mean, regardless of what it is, it's just one of those. The league's got to take. The league's got to take a little bit better of a stance when it comes to those types of situations. So then the news. What else we got on the ticker today? Let's see. KJ Wright, Chris Carson, both of them retired from the Seahawks. Let's see. Debo's still not showing up to practice, or actually, he showed up to practice, but he wasn't practicing. Kyle Shanahan came out and said they're in a good place. DK Metcalf also didn't show up, and Charger safety Derwin James, also players that went to training camp, but they're not practicing due to unresolved contract issues. So I mean, at least for Debo's sake, it's better than the situation it was before. So it's a better track to actually get him, onto the field. DK, that's going to be tough. Do you think DK signs with the Seahawks, or he knows that Russ isn't there anymore and he just wants to say, fuck it, deuces, I'm out after this season?
This is tough.
That would be my only incentive to stay in Seattle, is because Russ was there.
Nah, I mean, you can make your own mark. That's always a thing. You know what I'm saying? Make your own mark. Try to like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? As an NFL player, like that's one thing. But I mean, you can kind of see
in the
where they
league
go.
today,
You can kind of see where they go after the season. Like if they gonna draft somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna fill that need. You know what I mean? Or in a free agent or something like that, and then make your decision in the off season next year.
I mean, I feel like with DK, first off, question to you: is DK Metcalf a top 10 wide receiver in the league? No,
Team.
not top 10. Top 10, but top 15. Okay, so he's not a top 10 wide receiver, and he's looking for top 5 wide receiver money. For DK, I mean, all of the talent and everything like that is there, but I don't think. I mean, he could go the D Hop route, in Houston. Like when D Hop was in Houston, like he just stayed with them, even through all the shitty quarterbacks that they had, and still balled out, still proved that he was one of the top wide receivers in the league, no matter what quarterback was there. He could do that.
Sure.
I just don't see him doing that, though. I see him going somewhere else to be a viable target. I see him next year, honestly, going to the Packers. He's going to
What
be the
makes you think
Packers.
that?
No, I think that because the Packers, regardless of what Aaron Rodgers is saying, like, about Lazard, everyone else and stuff like that, but I don't think they have a true number one over there in Green Bay. And they just lost Devontae Adams, who was, arguably the top wide receiver in the league. And Rodgers needs his weapons. And I think the opportunity to play instead of, again, there's two ways he could do it. He could stay in Seattle and still make his mark, but he's not going to have a top quarterback to the point where he's going to be making a playoffs or any real buzz around getting into the Super Bowl. To where if he goes to Green Bay, even though they haven't really had the only top wide receiver that they had was Devontae Adams up until this point, they've been 13-3 the last 2-3 years, and at least in getting close to, or if not in the NFC Championship contention. So I would think, me personally, I think DK goes to the Packers just for the opportunity to play with Aaron Rodgers, who's been already inked in for another 5 years. So you'll get at least 3 or 4 good years out of it if you're DK Metcalf. He could go somewhere else, but the Packers seem like a more viable option at this point because of the fact that they don't have a true number one receiver.
I feel the complete opposite. I feel like the Packers is not a great spot for DK. Just simply because if you really watch the games and stuff like that, Aaron Rodgers played good in the regular season, and then he shits the bed in playoffs. So, I mean, that's been consistent for like 11 years now. So, I don't understand what people keep sitting here making it seem like. It's like, and first off, like Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he played good in the regular season, but no, it ain't got nothing to do about hate. It's just more the fact of why did Devontae leave? Like a lot of these people keep leaving and stuff like that, and people not going to the Packers. Like the Packers seem like a good place for a lot of people. Aaron Rodgers seemed like a very good quarterback. Then why the fuck is nobody banging down the door to go play with him? You see what I'm saying? Like the whole thing is DK not gonna go up there to fucking.
I kind of look at it this
play
way.
with somebody that's an asshole for the most part.
I mean, true, but I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the area. It's pretty much universally known that all of the players who play for the Green Bay Packers, they do not live in Green Bay, during the off season or everything like that. Barely even during the season. They live in different parts of Wisconsin and then drive to Green Bay. That type of stuff. Like the weather over there is always pretty, bad. Most people like to be around, the sun and everything else like that, whether it's, south or east, west coast style of play. But out there in Green Bay, that does actually pose a pretty interesting question, doesn't it? Is it the fact that maybe Green Bay is not willing to pay somebody a shit ton of amount of money to come in during free agency? Or is it really the fact that maybe Aaron Rodgers is a bit of a cancer to the squad, bringing some sort of negative attention at times, the trolling attention, if you will, that he does? Why did Devontae Adams leave? Why did he decide to go play with Derek Carr instead of, playing with one of the quote unquote greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game? To go play for the lousy ass Las Vegas Raiders and Derek Carr. Why would you do that? The scenery, living in Vegas is probably a whole lot better than living in Green Bay. And you get to play with, your boy that you played with in college, which seems to be the upward trend right now in the league. You have players and, young quarterbacks, being and young receivers being drafted together from the same squad. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, for example. Was it Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith out there in Philly? Who else? Tua and Jalen. You have all the fucking Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, from Clemson. You have all these different examples. That seems to be an upward trending thing that's happening right now in the league. So it does come to question, as great as Aaron Rodgers is, why isn't that more of a... Why aren't people seeking to go out to Green Bay like they are going out to Tampa to play with Tom?
You have multiple points, but I just only tackle two of them. said before that about the packaging picks. The league is some fucking let's say that. The league is some followers. Every team that was good in college that year who got drafted in package picks. Everyone. LSU, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, Alabama, fucking you just talking about Devontae Smith and fucking Jalen Hurts. Fucking goddamn ETN and goddamn Lawrence, Clemson. You see what I'm saying? Like because those are the teams. And those teams basically they had those opportunities, you know what I'm saying, to try to get those players. Same thing with but that was just what I was saying. Like they just pretty much some followers, and that's kind of how it ended up because they were just trying to like capture what they had in college. Some worked, some didn't. So it is what
Yeah.
it is.
I
But
mean,
as far as the Brady, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I don't remember a time where it seemed to be, and to be completely honest with you, I'm surprised this way of drafting hasn't been utilized before, or at least that much. It's not very often that you see teams drafting or constructing their teams like this. Like, oh, we got a quarterback and a running back, or a quarterback and a wide receiver who played with each other in college. Now they're on the same team. That didn't really happen. If it happened in free agency later on, kind of like Devontae Adams, Derek Carr's right now, that's one thing. But like getting drafted in either consecutive years or like one pick after the other, that hasn't happened very often.
Look at it, yeah. It's kind of happened a lot. Like you just think about these teams that are sorry. Like, well, first off, a lot of owners haven't gone for goal as much. You know what I'm saying? Like before they'll try to sit and wait and try to build some shit. You know what I'm saying? They was getting convinced to build shit. So it'll be like an old lineman in the fucking corner or an old lineman and a linebacker in the 5th round. Like you'll see, like if you really look at it, it's like, yeah, the motherfuckers are getting packaged together because they trying to capture it. So if everybody got the mindset of build, then they're gonna start picking all of the good shit versus trying to win now and like, all right, give me a superstar, I give you a 1st round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like my 1st round pick
Yeah.
this year, shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the mindset has changed in the league. So yes, able to be more prevalent now. Now you got 2 1st round picks you're getting to see versus a 1st and a 4th or a 1st and a damn 7th. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks a lot different now. Like you know what I'm saying? That's all it was, but it's been happening. As far as the Brady Aaron Rodgers shit, Brady's been on. People want to play with him, right? Like everybody has, like he has got top wide receivers in New England. Like Chad Ochocinco probably would have worked out if Bill Belichick wasn't such an asshole. Randy Moss shit would have worked out. It's the same fucking thing. Bill Belichick wasn't such an
I mean,
asshole.
technically, the Randy Moss thing did work out up until the Super Bowl.
They lost. That shit didn't
Yeah.
work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, I just watched fucking goddamn. I'm not giving them no shout outs and shit like that, but I got it fucking goddamn excited. I just watched last night the Asante Samuel I Am Athlete interview.
Oh,
That
okay.
was amazing. First off, because Asante Samuel is just so forthcoming. He's so open, like it's open book type. Like I was like, holy shit. And he was just basically breaking all that shit down. I'm not gonna really give much away because I ain't gonna sit here and try to talk about this shit like that. But he pretty much summed up everything I was already kind of fucking thinking. Like, this is the reason why Brady didn't have much and he still was fucking whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that's happening in Tampa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker is just amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's so competitive and he's just so good and he's able to fucking goddamn bring people together. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's able to get people on the same fucking page.
Do you think the Patriot way or the Bill Belichick way or whatever actually scared legitimate free agents from coming over?
I don't
Like,
necessarily
like,
say
like
scared.
if
It
you
just people didn't want to deal with that
let's
shit.
just that's what I'm saying. Like, let me give an example. Let's just say we're going into fucking what if universe here, people. All right, or go Marvel status. You can go ahead and put this up. What if Tom Brady went to or was drafted by a different team, different coach, different, coaches. Let's say instead of Donovan McNabb and everything all those years in Philly, Andy Reid had Tom Brady, right? And they were winning Super Bowls. The Philadelphia Eagles were the prominent, team in the league and everything else like that. Do you think instead of Tom Brady leaving to go to a different team, all the way he did with Tampa, or do you think the way play was done would have been different? The coaching and the front office and everything else like that, they would have said, "Hell yeah, bring on as many of the best free agents as we possibly can," rather than Bill Belichick's, hard ass type of way.
Example. Tom Brady's still being Philly right now. To be honest with you,
You know what I'm saying?
Andy
Like
Reid is probably still being Philly right now. Like, just to be honest with you, just simply because Andy Reid is not that type of coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say
he's a more
he on his
players
players, but
likable type of coach.
yeah. So
He's a players coach.
prime example, Patrick Mahomes. Like, he developed that man. Like, Pat had ability, but he developed him to be who he is now. I mean, he's still learning and shit like that, obviously, but he spoke
Right.
that himself. But I feel like Tom and Andy Reid, like, Andy Reid's such a creative coach as far as offense, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Tom being who he is, and you see how he was able, he listens to his coach, he pretty much do whatever it takes for his team. Like, having that together would be very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be very dangerous.
Can you imagine if the Patriots spent money like the fucking Rams do today for Tom Brady? How many years in a row they would have won the championship? Like, it would have been fuck all ridiculous. But they always did shit on the cheap. They even paid Tom hella underpaid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I mean, it works, so you can't really knock it. But, like, you really have to question the example of, how many more could, or was it at the point where you wouldn't have been able to have Tom Brady because Bill Belichick hammered in how to look at the game and how to prepare for the game, and maybe another coach wouldn't have been able to do it the way Bill did. Because obviously Bill was doing something right to keep Tom there for essentially 20 years. Even knowing that he was being underpaid, even knowing that he was the best quarterback in the fucking league and wasn't being paid like it. Already had 3-4 Super Bowls under his belt and still getting paid less money than anybody else in the league. Even right now, he's not the top paid player. He's the highest rated fucking quarterback in Madden at 44, 45 years old. But in the league, he gets no love. That's what I'm trying to figure out going, is it because of Bill's teachings that Tom became what he did and then eventually got to the point where he kind of outgrew Bill? Like, there was nothing more Bill could teach him. And that's where you had those last, like, 5 years where you started hearing the rumblings of, Tom Brady might not be happy. He might not, he's not getting the weapon. Kind of almost like, with how Aaron Rodgers was, he's not getting the weapons. He's not happy. He's threatening to leave, blah, 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 blah. You're getting those types of rumblings, but he still, stayed around for those years. So, like I said, Bill had to have done something right, but it's just a point where Brady outgrew it, and Bill didn't necessarily evolve with the game. He kept it very strict the same way forever. They
Is
weren't.
Bill
They
the
had it.
reason why Brady stayed?
So that's what I'm saying.
Testing
Like,
it to
Bill had to
Bill,
have been doing
like,
something, right?
Nah, no, it has nothing to do with Bill. Like Brady probably stayed because he liked the Northeast at the time, or you know what I'm saying, like
Wanted to be that one club
to stay with
quarterback.
Josh McCown. Like Josh McCown have, you know what I'm saying, the type of offense and stuff like that. Like there was no other place that made sense for him to leave other than staying with Josh McCown because like they'll figure it out. Like Josh will figure out how to maximize the ability of any doggone player. That's pretty much what him and Brady was thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's probably why Brady stayed versus Bill Belichick, because he really don't interact with Bill as much as he does with Josh McCown. You know what I'm saying? Like
Not as
same
much
thing
as he
with
used
Byron
to.
Leftwich, like with the Bucs. You know what I'm saying? Like people are testing to that. I'm like, it could have been, but it could have been like shit. That was some bullshit. Matt Stafford just fucking won. Like Brady probably would have stayed retired if Joe Burrow won. If Joe Burrow won, all right, the real quarterback fucking won. But Matt Stafford won. Like we lost to that sorry some bitch, and they just won. No, man, I can't accept that shit. Like that's probably how
I
it went
can't
down.
end it like that. I can't
Yeah,
end it
not
like that.
against them. Not against them. Not against Matt Stafford, bro. He ain't good like that. And it's like people continue to sit here and make it seem like to get back to my Aaron Rodgers point, the actual question, whatever we was discussing.
Hmm.
Name a player that Aaron Rodgers developed.
Develop as in like he was the reason why this receiver or whatever got better.
Exactly. Like you saw
You
him as a
can
raw talent, and then they got good because Aaron Rodgers was teaching them and showing them and getting them to
you
understand the game of football.
you can you can argue James Jones.
All right.
James, no, because I say that no, all the due respect in the world. James Jones, a hell of a fucking player. Then San Jose State got the helmet and everything else like that. No, I understand that.
City as
But
well.
what I'm saying is, James Jones, even as good as he was and as good as we knew he was here up in the Bay Area, James Jones was not what you would call a household name or a sought after. Oh man, like this is a top 5 receiver in the country, type of thing. Like nobody was looking at James Jones like that. And then, Aaron Rodgers getting him better, and through the year, James Jones became one of the better receivers in the league. He went
You
from
what?
not even being thought of to being like, oh shit, we got to cover James Jones. Like I'm Devontae Adams was the dude had that athleticism and the route running ability and everything like that since college. I don't think that was anything that Rodgers needed to teach him or anything else like that. Maybe understanding the game a little bit more, coming in probably. Um, I mean, because you have to be able to learn something off of each other, especially with that amount of time being together.
Bro, all right, first off, James Jones on the Packers was a third at best. At best. They had Donald Driver and doggone Greg Jennings. And then they got Randall Cobb at the back end of James doggone time, I'm pretty sure, and Jordy Nelson, right? Like all of them was there.
Right.
So I mean, James Jones was a third at best because I think Jordy and fucking Randall was both young as shit. If I'm remembering correct, or I could be
No,
blending them
no,
together.
yeah. So
So I
James
mean, it
got
really don't.
there.
I know he was there with Donald Driver and Greg Jennings for sure.
Yeah,
He was the
he was
third
at the
at best. So I mean,
tail end of at Donald Driver's career. Pretty much, 3-4 years into Greg Jennings' career,
should
and
have better
then
than him.
Cobb and Jordy came onto the scene after that.
He was a third at best, and the only reason why he got attention because of the other two guys. He was a Draymond Green on the Golden State Warriors, bro. Like I don't mean no disrespect. Draymond plays his role. He gets Defensive Player of the Year at times. Like he gets accolades for shit. But let's be real. When James went to the Raiders, he was okay.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
he was
being
okay.
brutally honest.
No,
Like, come on,
you
man. The
got to
man
be.
was
You got to
he
be.
was okay, bro. Like the Raiders wasn't good at at that
They
time
still
anyway.
aren't.
So
They
being
still
okay on
aren't.
the
So it
shitty
doesn't.
team, being okay on the shitty team is decent. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't really got like an elite package on offense. You know what I'm saying? For you to even get the ball that much. So being okay on a shitty offense, all right. You know what I mean? Like, but nah, like I can't. No, bro.
Before we go on any further, we gotta give a shout out to the best energy drink on the entire planet, Raise Energy. You guys already know the best, the Clash of the Cans champions, back-to-back years, going for a three-peat next year. Go to repsports.com and use the promo code AlphaRaise for 15% off of your order. Limited time offers every single month. Join the Raise Insider Club to get your monthly package of stuff that's not even coming out yet, to be able to even have an output or an input on what flavors come out for the limited time offers and possibly even the permanent offers. So once again, Raise Energy's been with us since day one. Demand more. Join the Raise Rebellion. Go to repsports.com. Use the promo code AlphaRaise for 15% off. Appreciate Raise for being with us since day one. Whew. Okay. Getting back into everything, setting this shites and stuff back up because once again, as everybody knows, I'm doing all this shit from my phone. So it is what it is. Let's see. What do we got? Liz Cambage. Just talked about her balling out not too long ago. I believe a couple days ago in the last episode. But her and the LA Sparks have agreed to a contract divorce. The initial reports are coming out that she just said, uh, essentially, fuck this, I quit, and just left. Um, but a contract divorce, I don't think I've ever heard that term before. Um, Other than like I've heard, teams that go like breach of contract and all that type of shit, but I don't think I've ever seen before the term contract divorce. Um, Cambage was she's been pretty vocal about the amount of pay and everything else like that with the WNBA, whereas a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, they're not making as much as the men." Um, she has been vocal about with the finances that the WNBA does have, they're misusing those finances. That's why a lot of the WNBA players have to play. I mean, if you're not like one of the like top five players really in the league, um, you essentially have to play overseas in order to get, real any sort of real type of finances coming out of playing the game. Um, so her leaving the Sparks, that kind of tells me, or okay, so she may be leaving the Sparks, but what are the possibilities that she may be done with the WNBA as a whole? Say again?
I don't think she's done, but I'm pretty sure the Sparks have a track record.
Hmm. Track record in what? Like the way they've been handling the players?
Eddie and players wanting to get the fuck out of there. Good players that want to join the Sparks because of their legendary status.
Hmm.
And then when you get in the organization, they be like, oh my God, this how this shit is. It's like this the environment this shit is. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't had a lot of good girls on went to the doggone Sparks and
Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie,
expeditiously.
you know, legends who played there
Leslie
before.
is the reason why all of these other players want to go there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that prestige. Wait, are you close to your mic? Do you have your headphones on as your mic, or how?
My AirPods in.
Oh, because sometimes like you're in, and then when you speak past a certain tone, then you can hear it.
To speak with more power because these headphones are like pretty much shot. I got to get some more.
Okay. I was just making sure because I was like, yeah, sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out. Um, but yeah, say if that's the case, and the Sparks are just having that problem, this doesn't necessarily help the what we talked about last episode. This doesn't help the WNBA's chances of getting any more viewerships because now one of the teams in your league that's supposed to have all of this prestige and be known for like the great players that came through there, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. Um, so shit, hey, somebody at the head of the WNBA or Adam Silver or whoever, hey, they got to go and talk to that owner and be like, hey, you need to figure your shit out. Because if you're supposed to be one of the pillars that we talk about when we present this league to people who don't watch basketball, or even the people who do watch basketball to actually get their viewership on you, we can't have one of our more prestigious teams looking like trash. Can't have that. But hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Miss Cambage and what she is. She's probably going to be playing overseas a whole lot more. Over there in Australia and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with her. Let's see what else we got on the ticker here. Julio Jones, we got that. Oh, Kelce, Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, $3 million raise. I think he should have got five, but hey, good for him. He definitely deserves it. Um, Pretty much universal opinion on this show. He's pretty much the best tight end that's in the league right now, even at his age. Um, Real quick, do you think Travis? I know this is kind of a stupid question, but Travis Kelce, first ballot Hall of Famer?
The best tight end in the league. Let's say that with our chest. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say it with our chest. That has to be said firstly. Then yes, bro. His Hall of Fame status was cemented when they won their first Super Bowl against the 49ers. He was a Hall of Famer at that moment. Boom. He
Got
could
the
have
ring.
retired.
Got the ring. Had single game tight ends record and or not single game, single season tight ends record and everything like that. Yeah, definitely cemented the Hall of Fame status. Um, right there, and it kind of continues the lineage of good tight end play that's happened out there in Kansas City. Everybody knows Tony Gonzalez, way back when played for Kansas City before he was balling out in Atlanta. Became the reason why Matt Ryan became a name. Um, and yeah, man, I know I agree. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Uh, I love what him and Kittle and the other tight ends are doing with tight end U. So that just tells me uh, the revolution at the tight end position is in full effect, and we're going to start seeing a lot more tight ends being valued at really, really high positions. Kyle Pitts last year's draft, top 10 draft pick, and already, people are saying he's probably going to be the best tight end in the league this year, um, considering everything that he does. Uh, but yeah, good for Travis Kelce, much deserved. And I mean, I hope he doesn't get another ring. But I mean, hey, if he gets it, as long as it's not against my fucking team again, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. Get it where you can, just not against my team. So you've already done it once. I don't need to see it again. Um, Next thing in here. Oh, yeah, the 49ers won. They released D Ford, which I kind of knew was going to happen. I would have much rather would have liked to see them get something out of it other than just releasing him. But given the history of injuries that he's had, that wasn't really doing him any favors, nor was it really going to get anything out of any other team. And then came out flat out said it. Trey Lance is QB1 for the team. I feel it was definitely something that we knew was going to happen. Jimmy has already been told essentially that, yeah, you're not going to be QB1, and we expect to trade you before, the regular season starts. So that's kind of the understanding and everything. I'm seeing some places, oh yeah, they're predicting for Skip Bayless even came out, and this is how I know it's fucked. Because Skip Bayless even came out and said Trey Lance is going to take the 49ers farther than Jimmy Garoppolo did. And I was like, one, as a 49ers fan myself, uh, that's being extremely optimistic. Or yeah, it's being extremely optimistic because even personally, I don't think he's ready. I think it's the fact that what they gave up for him, and I've talked this plenty of times before, what they gave up for him was too much, and it put them in a position where it was an obligation that they needed to start him this year. You couldn't have the number 3 overall pick, who you gave 3 first rounders to, still be sitting on the bench in year 2. It just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen that way. So he's QB1. Jimmy is on his way out. 49ers season coming up. I'm excited. Julio Jones going to Tampa. I know Kay's excited. The NFL season has been something that we've been looking forward to because the off season is always slow and there's always jack shit to talk about. Staying on football for one thing, the XFL has announced that 8 cities/teams that they are going to be having for the upcoming 2023 season. And California is not on the list. California is not part of the team. So not Northern California, not LA, nothing. No teams in California. Kay, are you at all surprised by this? A little bit. One more time.
Not even a little bit.
Not even. Why? Why is that?
These AirPods off.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, there you go. Much more or much better.
So yeah. I'm not surprised at all. Nobody wants to pay this expensive ass shit. Nobody. Not one fucking person wants to pay this expensive ass shit to just sit in traffic for most of the time and not really enjoy yourself. Like you're gonna be in traffic most of the time, you in LA, and most of the time you out here in the Bay Area. Like you're not really gonna enjoy yourself that much. You come to the Bay Area, you gotta drive an hour for sure to get to. Well, if you go to Santa Clara, say if it's at Santa Clara, right, Bay Area, you gotta drive an hour to get to any beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You gotta drive an hour. If you go to Florida, if you're in Tampa, the beach not that far.
Right there.
You in Miami, same thing. Shit, even if you go to Jacksonville, Jacksonville got some shit over there, but I mean, I don't know.
They got a team in Vegas.
I ain't been
of course.
that much.
Of
Well,
course,
yeah,
they have a team in Vegas.
Yeah, you got Vegas, obviously, but I'm just saying, like Vegas, you got rooftop parties. You got all that. I mean, I wouldn't go to that shit, but I mean, you got different things. You know what I mean? You got different things.
There's
in Vegas.
things to do.
Yeah, you got Vegas is the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole thing. And then, like I said, I personally don't like San Francisco, so there's no.
My dad loves the teams, hates the city. He thinks the city's Not the people, although some of the people can be assholes out there in San Francisco as well.
Right.
It's just dirty. It's just dirty as shit. It's a
It's
beachside.
dirty.
It's a beachside city. You know, you got all the
It's
homeless. You got
shit.
everything.
The city planning is shit. The fucking infrastructure is shit. Everything is shit in San Francisco. It's like, what the fuck? Why is this necessary? Like, that is the whole question. Like, South San Francisco should be the real San Francisco. At least it feels like a real fucking city. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? Like, San Francisco just feel fake. Like, when you driving through fucking San Francisco and shit, that shit just feel fake. Like, I'm driving through GTA, I know it. Like, this is a fucking video game. Ain't nothing. This shit ain't real. You drive one block, you see a fucking goddamn a drug addict dancing on the corner like this and shit. Then you drive another block, you see two old people fighting. Like, and then on top
And
of
then
that,
you drive a little bit farther, you got people on fucking right around the corner of the goddamn liquor store shooting themselves up.
yeah, and at that point, you damn near at a 12 o'clock, 12:30 position because the hill is like so goddamn steep, you can't even see where the fuck you're going. You know what I'm saying? If you're not,
And I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably a good idea, like when you're starting your league, not to have a team in California because one, your finances are not going to be there, so you're not going to be paying, a lot of these athletes, millions and millions of dollars to play the game. Um, so because of that, the amount of taxes that are in California, you could have the best team in the XFL. It's not going to matter. You're not like all that money is essentially going away to taxes. So I think that's probably a good idea. Grow the league with those 8 teams. And then if you get the finances and stuff to be able to do it without worrying about paying your players and stuff like that due to taxes, then go ahead and expand out. But it's yeah. When I saw it, I was kind of like, fair enough, fair enough. It's basically in all of the states that have no state tax, which is pretty fucking hilarious to me. A genius idea when you're talking about creating a league and having to get as much money in your pocket as you possibly can. Why wouldn't you go to states who have no state tax to get it started? That was kind of a genius. I just thought it was hilarious. I'm just kind of looking at it going, damn. Look, it's really at a point like, yeah, we got to save money. We can't even touch Cali or any of those like places just yet. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty hilarious. Um, Before we get into one of the boxing, or not boxing things, the basketball things I wanted to talk about today, you guys, we've talked about them before. We will talk about them again. Groundbreaking Enterprises. If you're looking for a no obligation offer, and you're looking to get a house, or you're looking to flip your house, or sell your house, or do really anything in the real estate market, Groundbreaking Enterprises is where you can go. Call 510-646-7891 for your no obligation offer right now. Once again, call 510-646-7891. Shout out to Kenny and Seabass for doing their thing over there in the Stockton area and stuff like that. In the end, they're trying to expand out. So give them a call, and they'll give you, once again, your no obligation offer. Nah. Did you see Jimmy Butler's hair?
yeah,
His hair wasn't that long at the end of the season. It's got to be extensions, right?
I don't know. I don't know anymore, man.
Okay. I have known people who have grown dreads that just below the shoulder, and they've been growing that shit for years. This man went from just regular braids and everything else like that to full on fucking Rastafarian style dreadlocks. Like, nobody's hair grows that fast. They have to be extensions. And my question is why? Why? Is it the style of it? Were you tired of waiting? Was it? Okay, you're gonna have to explain this to me, bro. Why oh why would somebody get dreadlock extensions that fucking long?
I have no idea. I cannot answer this question. I have no information to speak on.
Because as soon as I saw
It's like what the fuck, bro?
go ahead and look at what I'm talking about. Because as soon as I saw the picture, I was like,
No,
yeah, Jimmy Butler's new. I was just like, where's Jimmy Butler in the? Oh,
yeah, no,
where the fuck did the hair come from?
No, I saw Jimmy Butler. Like I saw him.
Oh, you saw the whole.
Yeah, I saw the video and all that shit. I'm just saying, like, I just can't explain it. I have no explanation for this shit that's going on right now.
Put her on the ticker. I was like, Jimmy Butler apparently got some fucking miracle grow. Laying at his house somewhere. I was like, those have to be extensions. There's no way he grew his hair that long. They have to be extensions. Now, not saying there's anything wrong with having extensions. My question is why extensions that long? Like, even when he, kind of folds it and ties it up and everything in the back, it still goes halfway down his back. Like, so these dreads are fucking long. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, like, why? If not, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I thought it was an odd look, to be honest with you. Like, I've never seen Jimmy Butler with that long hair before, and to see it that long now, hella out of nowhere, like, it wasn't that long ago we were just watching him in the Eastern Conference Finals with the fucking short cornrows and everything like that. It wasn't that long ago we saw that, so to see full dreads.
Well, no, he had no. So Jimmy had plaits braided together in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's why it seemed short. He had plaits braids and then he went to a thing. So I mean to a bun. Like I'm saying, so he had more hair. He probably most likely got extensions. That's the only fucking logical fucking answer. I mean, that shit. I mean, people's hair grow fast for sure, especially when you're in that realm. They know about different fucking goddamn hair care products. But I mean, that's entirely too fast. So, I mean, yeah, you probably got to
say, like, you're looking at like years worth of growth that just happened within a month. That was pretty interesting to me.
They all do it. I mean, Russell Westbrook, for sure. Like, he for sure did.
When did Russell Westbrook do that?
When he was in Houston.
When Russell Westbrook was in Houston, he got dreads?
No, he had like braids. Like, he had put hair, like, he put extensions in his hair for braids. Because you remember, Russ had like a fro, and he had like kept getting braids and shit like that. But then he was like his hair come back short, like not like a packed fro, but it'd be like what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then like a few games later, this motherfucker had like braids or some shit. I think he was wearing a lace front. I wouldn't be surprised if Russell Westbrook was wearing a lace front. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that shit would not surprise me at all.
you know who needs a hairpiece?
I mean, I kind of figured where you're
KD.
going. You might as well just go ahead and say it.
Oh, you thought I was going after LeBron? No, everybody knows about LeBron's hairline. I'm talking about KD's patchy ass head. Yeah, have you seen the pictures?
Oh yeah, that's been the thing his whole career.
Bro, KD looked like he 80 years old already with this. He got that big ass bald spot right here at the top of the head. Motherfucker looks like an old school friar.
Yeah, he wear a lot of hats.
I was looking, I was like, damn, man. I'm like, just, are you gonna just fuck it, huh? Just, we're not even gonna not even gonna address it. Like, no, just okay. Not a care in the world. Hey, respect. Like his beard is patchy as shit. Whenever that man's facial hair game is horrible. Horrible, absolutely horrible. Just either stick with that short, thin line goatee, or go completely shaved because holy fuck, KD, my God, bro, just stop. Some people just can't grow facial hair. Like I'm just saying, they just can't, and you are one of those people, my friend. And you have to talk to whoever the fuck does LeBron's hair, and he'll help you out. Talk to whoever does LeBron's, you know, fucking half moon crater that he has, hairline right fucking there, that he keeps getting filled in and everything. Go talk to him and he'll help you out. Because I saw that. I saw a few pictures of KD. I was like, my God, man, you make millions of dollars. You just don't give a fuck anymore, huh? Just
Not even a little bit.
yet he'll respond to damn near every troll on social media. Yeah, he really didn't care, right?
I mean, he don't care about his hair.
He doesn't
Like,
care about his physical presence.
I feel like KD probably like, I don't need my hair like perfectly cut to give you 50. Like I'll go out there with my hair peasy and give you 50. No problem. I don't care. 50. You go ahead and take this 50. You got a good haircut. I got 50 points. So let's see what our priorities line up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got a good haircut. I got 50. Shit. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, hey, he's reached that certain level of give no fucks. It's not to say it's not funny. I'm just saying it is pretty fucking funny. He can see this and take that personal, whatever, all he wants. It's just jokes. That's just how funny it is. You don't want us joking about it, fucking fix it. Not fixing it, hey, still gonna be there. I went on LeBron's hairline for a while. I stopped because again, it became one of those beating a dead horse. So eventually it'll get to that point. But for now, while it's still fresh in memory, damn near close to Samuel Jackson's character in Snake Dick Moan. Was it Black Snake Moan?
it was Black Snake Moan.
Yeah. All bad. All bad. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, McGregor and Mayweather are in talks of fighting again.
I deleted this shit too fucking early.
Do you think Draymond Green says he wants and believes he deserves a max contract? On Bleacher Report, they had put that he had said, if it wasn't for me, the Warriors wouldn't be where they are.
Oh my, he's right.
Now,
He's right.
First things first. I don't personally know if Draymond really said those words. Now, if he didn't, and it's just one of those, they're saying something to, you just kind of put some slander on this man for saying something, outlandish, then by all means, that's just bad reporting. But if he did say that, Kay, how much success or how much of the success that the Warriors have had are you really going to give Draymond credit for it. Like, how much credit do you give Draymond for the success of the Warriors?
100%. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because if Draymond went out there habitually dick kicking, motherfuckers would have whooped their ass.
So, had it not been for Draymond playing dirty, the Warriors wouldn't have.
Man was out there.
I mean, it cost them. It cost them a title.
No, it didn't.
Doing that.
They were going
Yeah,
to lose. No, they were going to lose that. Like, people continue to make it seem like they was finna. Y'all was going to 5-1 the Cavs if Draymond would have played. Come on, bro.
He was playing well up until that point, and it was looking.
Why they ain't 4-2 him?
What do you mean?
Draymond only sat one game. He ain't sit 3. He sat one game.
The momentum was gone by that point.
I mean,
I mean, you can. I'm telling you, bro. Momentum is a legit thing.
Nah,
it gave them winning that game 5 gave them enough hope and belief that they can get it done, and LeBron got it done. That's just
hope and belief.
That's what happened.
Hope and belief. LeBron went.
Bro, they were down 3-1 at that point.
LeBron went Super Saiyan that year, bro. I don't know what you talking about.
But what I'm saying is they were down.
LeBron went.
When you're down, what I'm saying is when you're down 3-1 going into Game 5, essentially looking at a gentleman's sweep, and this team in those 3 games that they beat you were dog walking you, regardless of how well LeBron was playing. Total score, they were getting fucking walked by the Warriors. That Game 5 turned it around for them.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm just so.
That's
what I'm saying. If Draymond would have actually played Game 5, could the result have been different? Probably not. But
they were going to.
It brings up a discussion. But to say that he's the sole reason,
he is.
His
dirty play scares people. His dirty play scares people. People not trying to get hurt and lose money. And Draymond is known to be a dirty player. Like, that's pretty much what the stigma is for him in the NBA. Straight up. And you see him making it seem like players don't want, I'm going to go drive to the hole. Draymond right there. Draymond's 6'6", and you drive him to the hole. You think Draymond finna jump up there? Draymond's a high flyer. Come on, man. Like yo, bro. Draymond finna get to
Draymond is not no high flyer. The man barely shoots.
That was my point. That's my point. Draymond gonna jump up to your chest at best and grab that sumbitch, and y'all motherfuckers damn near gonna fucking goddamn turn into a damn tackling drill. Like, come on, man. That man be playing dirt. I'm telling you, he's a habitual dick kicker. I'm not lying to you. That's what he does.
I agree, because you can actually make a 2-minute highlight film on Draymond Green getting people in the dick.
And that's entirely too fucking much time. And that's what I'm saying to you. You gonna make a whole highlight tape, you know what I'm saying, of him just kicking one part. Think about what he's doing to the rest of the body. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's 100%.
The short, sharp elbows inside and everything before going up for a rebound.
That man got more tricks in his dirty bag than Steph got in his clean bag. You know what I'm saying? I promise you that. Nobody's scared of Steph, and nobody, because think about it. Like, Russell Westbrook really had Steph's number at a certain amount of time. If you really look back, like Steph used to have, like, before Steph became who he is now, full confident, I knocked this shot. A little while back, when I probably like right after they won their first ring or right before, Russell Westbrook was kind of figured out how to play Steph. Because he'll get right up into him, and Russell was really like kind of locking Russell.
Well, Russell was the only one who was relatively fast enough to recover from how quick Steph can just create a shot out of nothing. His shot is so quick that a small move can get him open and he can put up. Russell Westbrook's closeout speed is a lot faster than a lot of other players in the league. That's what I'm saying. Like guarding him, he was quick enough and fast enough, agile enough to be able to keep up with Steph. That's what I was thinking. Especially at that time, that was like prime Russ, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that was when you were talking about like the last years of uh, him and OKC with KD and Harden, right?
No,
Or were
Harden.
you talking? Or were you talking
Harden,
about when Russ
Harden was
was?
gone. Harden left after the 2011 season after they lost to Miami. James went to Houston after that.
Okay, so it was just Russ and KD.
It was just Russ and KD. So, but yeah, it could have been that year. But I'm telling you, they pretty much figured that out. Them boys won. They won, but I mean, like I said, I'm telling you, look, man, Draymond got exposed on so many different levels, and this man doing all the rah-rah, and it's like, all right, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You can sit here and talk about your accolades and stuff like that, but realistically, like
I'm just saying this is coming off.
It took all y'all, but realistically, you played your role to the best you could play it, and your role was to be the enforcer. Your role was to be the defensive guy, and you scared.
I'm just saying this season, for him to be talking as much shit about how great he is and everything as much as he does, my question becomes, which year are you talking about? Because if we're talking about this year, Draymond Green in the playoffs is a fucking non-factor. In the finals, he was a non-factor. Up until the last, was it like 2 games or whatever they played? The dude had more fouls than he did points and assists. And like he wasn't even doing shit in the assists or rebounds department. Like he was playing like ass. Absolutely terrible. So to say that he really had anything to do with at least this year's finals is laughable. It's absolutely laughable because it's completely untrue. It's one of those where you would hear an old fucking homeless guy drunk as shit in the street just talking random shit. He's like, shut up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or your drunk uncle at the fucking barbecue who's talking all the shit in the world. Like, no, it says some random shit about the player who he thinks is the GOAT, and it's not even close. Like, it's just bad. It's especially after this season. Or after this finals. Yeah, you guys won, but you personally, Draymond, like you ran around the floor. You didn't shoot effectively, really at all. Even your defensive game was bad because you were fouling out every fucking game. Like, I've never seen anybody foul out as much as Draymond did in the playoffs. Like, unbelievable, to be honest. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking about the ones in the beginning and stuff like that, where he's, defensive player of the year and everything else like that, yeah, hell yeah, you were a fucking factor on why. But if we're talking this year, and then saying as a whole, overall, he's the reason why they won, bro, you're saying too much. You're saying too much, and it's not fooling anybody.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, look, nobody wants to get hurt in the NBA. Not one single person. Everybody knows it's a consensus thing that Draymond is a dirty player.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's Draymond hard, even as a Warriors fan. It's kind of hard to like.
Let me say this. I hear what you're saying ultimately, but you got to also like realistically understand it's more to the game of basketball than scoring points. Playing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more to the game of basketball than the stat line. So Draymond Green is striking fear on players going to the hole. What is Jason Tatum's strong suit? What is Jaylen Brown's strong suit?
Yeah, but Jason Tatum wasn't playing bad because of Draymond. He was playing bad because of Andrew Wiggins.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Andrew Wiggins is playing defense in front of him, right? If he drives to the bucket with the man on his shoulder, he's gonna run into a dirty player. So you got one clean player playing you, and Draymond now has a screen or a cover to be dirty as fuck. I'm trying to get you to understand, like, Draymond really is that bad of a player. So yeah, if you look at it from that perspective, like, bro, like, nobody's scared of nobody else on your team. If you wasn't there hitting people out the air, pulling people out the air, you get what I'm saying? Like, you scaring people like, bro, if I go to this hole right now, is he gonna pull me out the air? Is he gonna undercut me? Is he gonna hit me, like, foul me to where I can't recover? Like, is he gonna hit me or some shit? Like, that's in the back of your mind. And that makes you play different. It ain't like you verbally saying the shit like, oh, Draymond's the reason I'm scared of him. Like, or you like clearly see that, like, they see Draymond and like they back up and stuff. Nah. It's like you play your game, you try to make it look as clean as possible, but you really like, that motherfucker, fuck this, I'm gonna shoot this fader. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this, I'm gonna back this motherfucker down and just do this turnaround. Or fuck that, I'm gonna drive when he on the other side, he on the opposite wing. He in the fucking corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Draymond playing the man in the corner. All right, I'm gonna drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'll drive on him now. He in foul trouble. I'll drive on him now. Get him out the game. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, get his ass up out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I seriously feel like that's most of the reason. Like, look at when he was fouling out. You get what I'm saying? At that point, like, the game was the momentum was in the Warriors' favor. Like, Steph was turned up. You got Clay feeling a little bit, I guess. I don't know, because the man really ain't do shit to game 6. But at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I hear you.
Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm just saying, like, does he deserve a max contract at this point in his career after the season that he just had? I don't know. If you talk about like accolades and everything like that, like, does he deserve it after that type of? Okay, probably. But I mean, if we're talking about pure performance, like, he's going to be the highest paid player to like almost do nothing if that's the case. It's like, I don't know. I mean, does
he don't deserve a max contract?
The what, sorry?
In his entire NBA career, his professional basketball playing career, fuck it, go to college and high school. He still don't deserve a goddamn max contract. Like, what the fuck is they talking about, bro? Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing nowadays? Like, are we just giving people money just because? Like, all right, you made me feel good, bro. I'm gonna give you a max contract. Like, fuck you make sure Steph is okay, so we're gonna give you a max contract. Like, no, bro.
Sometimes that's.
Let's see how many.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna pay man that much just for something else that I can get for somebody else. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys all the time, for being with us. Check us out on the social medias, right there on Twitter, because once again, on 4 different streaming services now that we go live from. So if you're not following one, you should be following the other. And why the hell aren't you following all of them? So we're live on Twitter at the JAFFOs AP, and we have everything else there too. We're live here on YouTube for Native Rose Productions. You guys would find that on Facebook. Once again, for Native Rose Productions, you go find it there on that page. You can catch us live there and on Twitch at PvP Studios. But we are also live there as well. More opportunities for people everywhere, wherever you get your podcast. That's where we're at. We are also audio version on Spotify and Anchor. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can get your podcast. That's where we're at. So be sure to get in there and support. We want to do this type of stuff full time and give good content and be able to do more things. We need you guys. We need the JAFFO Army to stand the fuck up and help us spread this shit like wildfire. And once again, for the people who have been supporting since day one, we appreciate you guys. All of the sponsors: Gunner Sports, Groundbreaking Enterprises, Popple, Mountain Lights, Raise Energy. We've got commercial ad things coming for them really soon to give their own touch on and to let you know what it is that they do. So we're excited to have that. And once again, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Coming closer for Logical Senses podcast to getting up another episode on there. Things with Adam are starting to clear up just a little bit. I'll get more work from him. But it's not over. It's still going to continue on. We just need two of us to be on there. I might drop in another episode. Just either myself and somebody, or maybe Sunshine or join, or Dell, or who knows, maybe have a Logical Senses podcast talking about crazy shit with Kay on there at some point. But stay tuned with that. Logical Senses 22 on Twitter and Logical Senses on Instagram. Be sure to follow them there. Once again, appreciate you guys. For myself, JP, for the 610 Beast, Mr. Country K. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.
Aloha.
Love you guys. See ya.